The defeat to Huddersfield at home, how big a shock was that for the players, and what have you said to them since?
What I said to them is stays with us. It was a big disappointment, of course, a bad performance. I think we were not able to play the way we usually do. Credit to Huddersfield, but clearly a very bad performance from us individual and collectively as a team. Too many mistakes. And we react how we react, we analyze, we try to find out the why and then work on the what so we can achieve tomorrow how we want to play and try to compete better than we did before.
Did it surprise you that your
Yes,
players
yes.
Because they've been so...
Yes, of course, not only me but everybody themselves feel it. There was a very bad performance.
It's no win in 5 now in the Premier League, and this is something that your team and you haven't experienced because of all the successes in the Championship and the really successful start to this season. This is new now for you, isn't it? How your squad copes with a difficult run of form.
That's a reality. But what we see is that we're not in a good moment. That's the fact. And how we analyze it is based on the last performance. The truth is that is very poor. 5 games, 1 draw, a couple of good performances, some bad performances, and we go and see that we can improve with no point staying on the past. How you deal with that, game by game, training session by training session, and try to find out the standards that we are used to it, and we must perform based on those standards.
I've spoken to you a lot where you said we do the same thing. We do the same preparation for each team, whether it's Huddersfield, whether it's Liverpool or Arsenal.
Or Cardiff.
But when the run isn't there and you're in a poor run of form, is that when you have to change things? Are you thinking of changing things, whether that's the team on the pitch or how you're preparing for the game?
We are always changing things. We are always trying to find solutions. We are always trying to find the best way to defend, the best way to attack. So we are always changing things. What we don't change is our idea. We change players, we change positions of players, we can change whatever we find and we think that is going to be better for the team, but we don't change our idea in terms of preparation. We don't distinguish opponents. There's no such thing as playing against the champion of the Premier League and what says it's okay to perform bad and lose. No, there's no such thing as different approaches on games. That is what doesn't change. The idea is always to compete at the maximum level and try to win.
Do you feel you need to change the team now to freshen it up, to bring some of the new players in, perhaps who haven't had as many opportunities as others?
We decided already. The team is prepared, the game is prepared, we train well, so we are ready to compete tomorrow.
You mentioned about Neil Warnock, because we've had great fun watching that spat at the end of last season, and he made it very clear yesterday that you two have spoken and that everything's been put to bed. How is your relationship with Neil Warnock now?
I respect him. What happened was clarified. We had a chance to, not only by phone but personally. We spoke last season in the LMA Awards. We had a good moment. Things are clear. I respect him a lot, and we're gonna compete tomorrow. And I'm gonna shake his hand before and after. I learned my lesson.
But he refused to shake your hand last time and called you a disgrace.
That's the past. That doesn't.
Doesn't that hurt you?
I think there's an explanation for everything, and an explanation for everything. I understand. I understood in that moment. I apologize, and I will not repeat it again. But our relationship now is with a lot of respect among each other.
Do you think it'll add a bit of spice to this fixture?
Sorry?
Do you think it'll add a bit of heat, a bit of fire?
No, I don't think so. Because who's going to play is the players, is the teams. It's not about managers.
The fans might give you some stick though. The Cardiff supporters, are you ready for that?
I'm ready for that. Everybody is ready for that. They will not make a direct intervention on the game.
Do you like it when there's a bit of animosity between
It's
you
not
and the crowd,
about
maybe?
liking. It's knowing that that's the reality of the facts. Fans, when you are away from home, you are not the special guest. So you got to be ready for it.
And I wonder whether you think your team, because of the extraordinary circumstances of that victory in Cardiff in April, and how important it was at that stage in the season for you, does that give you a psychological edge? Does that give your players a psychological edge over Cardiff's players, do you
I
think?
think the reality is both teams know very well. We compete toe to toe, you say. Last season, all season long. So us and them, we know each other very well. Then what happened before, I think, is past. It's gonna be a new game. It's gonna be a new reality. Some players are different. New game.
It calls for a good contest, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's gonna be a very tough game, emotional for sure, and we have to be ready for it. We have to be focused on the game, knowing that our tasks is what leads us to success.
Last question from me. Team news: is anybody struggling? Have you any new injury problems?
No, everything is upside of Johnny. All fit.
Good man. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Nuno.
Hello.
Have you seen a reaction from your players in training this week to the performance?
Of course. If it was not the case, we'll be in big trouble. Of course. Everybody reacted to a bad day.
Neil Warnock will be 70 this weekend.
Saturday.
Yeah. He's got a huge passion for the game. He loves coaching, like yourself. Do you see yourself staying in the game, for a number of years like he has, and just that kind of that buzz, that drug, that love for the game?
I think all managers, and it's not only Neil, that go long in their careers is because they love the game. That's obvious. And if you ask me, as long as I'm passionate and loving the game, I will stick around.
Have you got him a present?
Sorry?
Have you got him a present?
I'll not be Saturday there, but I'll congratulate him tomorrow and wish him the best for him.